before I get into this rant, I'd like to very much say this is not hate towards the developers. I believe every developer on the team is an amazing person. I believe all are. Hopefully are. Again, I don't work on the game. FPS. It was one of the very first games I got like immersed in on Roblox. I was there since before Alice came out back in a beta. And to see how far the game has grown, it's definitely interesting. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I mainly want to talk about is just the game in general and how I feel that it's gotten worse, to say the least. So I want to start off with just the game's identity. When you think of FPE on Roblox, the first thing you think of is probably FPS. Or roleplay games. You don't think of much. But recently, especially with the skins update, there's been a lot, and I mean a lot of skins that aren't really original. I think skins from AUs are fine. I think those are original enough. But when it comes to skins like Harken Circle, I think that's a little iffy. Of course, I think reference skins are fine. They're in literally every game you play. Forsaken, Pale Chaser 2, they're in everything. But I feel like there's a rack of original skins. Of course, there's the swap skins and the VIP skins. But I mean, you're paying Robux for those, so you would kind of hope they're original. But honestly, that's just kind of an issue, I believe. Of course, I don't want them to stop doing it, because I think some reference skins are cool. Especially that one developer skin, Captain Ahab Miss Circle. That's a very cool skin. I want that one. But I don't know if that's going to become public anytime soon. Next up, I want to talk about the gameplay. I'll start off with student. Ever since FPS beta, the goal of the game has been to survive. And both games, Legacy included, they had a store in which you could buy, I don't know, a weapon to help you survive. In beta it was the Thunder Stick, and in remaster is obviously the baseball bat. With the dose of getting the books and getting the cameras. But I feel like people don't use this as the gameplay loop. When you play FPS, most people just sit in a corner. And that just makes it incredibly annoying for teachers and Alice. But also just boring in general. Like grinding stats for what purpose? Now, I know the recode's coming out. I should have started with that. I have faith the recode changes a lot of things. I mean, it sounds promising. I'm actually excited for it. But I think for now, the game's just like... You just kind of grind until you get Teacher and Alice. But even if you get Teacher, you then get Alice Knights, which is... I mean, if you're good at the game, and you know how to like do frame perfect parries, you could probably kill Alice. But if you're playing Teacher, and you don't really know what you're doing, you can't just lose all your kill chance by getting murdered. But speaking of it, Teachers. I think Miss Bloomie and Miss Thavel, I think they're actually very fine. I think Miss Bloomie could be tuned down just a little. One shot headshot, bit annoying, but again, it's very hard to hit on a moving target, so I don't have much complaints with it. But Miss Circle, her lunge ability, debatably the second easiest ability to actually hit in the entire game. And it does a whopping 80 damage. Unless you parry it, of course, but it still does 60. Or 40, I don't actually know that. I just don't think that's fair. And, of course, her failure mode. I think that is, it's very easy to get. You get like 5 kills, boom, you got failure, and you're killing the whole lobby. And given how long you can stay in failure mode, it's a little whack. I'm not a big fan. Of course, maybe it'll get changed one day, maybe it won't. Maybe it will just be harder to get. I think that could be the easiest solution. But of course, I mean, you can't want failure mode, especially if you try to kill Alice. But that's a story for another day. Alice. Let's talk about her. To get Alice, you need 150 survivals and 500 kills. Which honestly takes a week at most, give or take, if you just hide in corners and get survivals that way. But Alice herself, she's meant to be the strongest character, and it's definitely the strongest in the verse. But she doesn't feel that powerful. If you're playing Alice and you're going against like 3 teachers that all have like 6k kills, you can't do much. You have to fend off Bloomie, who does 100 damage if she headshots you, and you have to defend Thavel, who can mow through your HP. And then you have Circle, who's just, if she gets failure, it's GG's. You're fine for your life. I feel like she just needs to be a tad bit stronger. Stop nerfing her. That's all I'm gonna say. She doesn't need it. Another thing is definitely her phase 2. I know it's meant to be the big bad, but when you play phase 2 Alice, all you do is one shot. Not that entertaining. I'm gonna be honest. And for when you're a student, phase 2 is generally so boring. You do nothing for a good 3 minutes. Apart from die again, or hide. Of course, I don't know what you can do with that. That's very difficult to program something for phase 2 Alice, especially when she's meant to be the strongest in the game. I want to talk about the updates in general. Speaking of recently, Halloween and Christmas. The updates were kind of just the same thing. No offense, they were very much the same thing. By no means is that bad. Everyone who does them gets the skins, and we want that. Everyone wants the skins. But it's way too repetitive, to say the least. I mean, sure, they dropped the Freddy Krueger skin and the others, but you got those from having Delta shards, which are quite easy to get, I can't lie. April Fools is actually very good. What you guys do for April Fools, amazing. You give us a new game, despite it not being the most detailed game for obvious reasons. It's still a new thing. So I can't say anything negative there. The last thing I just want to talk about really is the in-game community. Don't get me wrong, I know this community, because I'm very active in it. It's a bit weird. If you remember Rager, a different YouTuber, his first time playing FPS, he joined a lobby and he just saw weird things from the player base. Of course, I know the devs can't do anything. I just wanted to bring this up as my own issue, because I just think it's a little weird how common it actually kind of is. But overall, of course, I believe the recode is going to be great. There's just some things that really need to be tweaked, and I'm hoping that is very much the future of this game. I don't want it just to become like Forsaken when every skin is a reference to different media. But of course, we'll see where it goes. Again, this video wasn't to hate. I have respect for this dev team and what they do. Peace out.